welcome back to Gulfside Bait Works. It's time for this week's mold demo, and today we're doing GoblinBaits OG bait, the Gobwad. You know, you've already seen the Sprinter. It was in my last video, and we did a demo on it if you didn't see it. Right now I got my plastic cooking. What we're going to do today, or actually before I talk about what we're going to do today, let's talk about the bait itself. This bait is kind of interesting. It's a purpose-built bait. It was designed for something very specific, or at least that's what GoblinBaits told me. He said that, you know, this is something to pull out on a day when things are slow and you want to try slow rolling, because this bait has a big flappy tail, which we'll see once they come out, or once we make them, and it's got a big flappy tail, and it's designed to just slow roll it in. So yeah, that is what this bait is for. You know, if you try to rip it in, it's not going to have the action that it's meant to have. You know, that's what the Gobwad Sprinter's for. So, you know, if that's what you're looking for, the Sprinter's your mold to go with. But if you want a nice big fat bait to slow roll, this is your guy. What are we going to shoot? Or while I'm waiting for my plastic, let's talk about what colors we're going to do today. I'm going to do a colorway that I've posted a couple of times on Instagram that people seem to like. And we start out with a 8-Bit Baits Pixie Dust Glurple capsule. So we're going to capsule it with that. Then we're going to do orange, and we're going to use highlight or flow orange from Lure Works. And inside that, we're going to throw some of these newer flakes from Lure Works. We're going to do citrus orange at 0.15 and 0.04. So that's going to be our middle. And for our top, and you know, I might have mixed up which one goes in the middle and top. I'm going to go back and check my Instagram post to see. These are both bright colors, so you could probably get away doing it either way. But anyway, for the other color, we're going to do pink. And how do I make pink? My favorite way to make it is with Neo Bright Red. So that is the oh, and of course inside it we're going to use Flamingo Pink, another one of the newer glitters, or yeah, in the glitter line from Lure Works. Flamingo Pink in 0.040 and 0.015. So that is going to be our other way. So yeah, once our plastic's hot, vac, and ready to go, we will be back and we'll mix up some colors and pour these. All right, welcome back. We are ready to go. So, chairing it up sideways. A little chaotic between the last time I talked to you. I wasn't paying attention to open my vac chamber too fast and made a big old mess. So we're back now. We've got a cup of plastic that we're going to use for our capsule. We're going to give this an 1/8 of 8-Bit Baits Pixie Dust Glurple. And we're going to give it a big 1/8. So let's get that mixed up, and then we will do our capsules. Got our plastic nice and piping hot. I do like to pour my capsules real hot. Let me see what we're at right now. We're at 350. Sometimes I'll even go hotter than that. I'm using dead on, so I'm not that worried about scorching it. I get it up to 380 to pour fairly frequently. This stuff doesn't seem to care. And for the plastic we're using, it is a blend that GoblinBaits suggested directly to me. So what you do to make his baits is you pour, or you get a cup of craw tube, and you add half a tablespoon of worm oil or softener, same thing. And what that gives us is something in between worm oil and spun bait blend. And that's what we're using. So for you guys that haven't seen capsuling, you fill it up, you pour it back out, and it leaves a kind of like a skin layer on the inside. And we again are using 8-Bit Baits Pixie Dust Glurple for this. So here we go. All right. Now, let those sit over here. Set this out of the way. And we'll grab our other plastic, which is nice and piping hot. Let's check the temp on it real quick. All right, so I might warm this up a little bit before we actually pour. All right, and I did check, and I was correct. It's orange in the middle and pink on the top. So let's start out with 20 drops of this. And 20 drops feels like a lot for something that I'm making. I'm sure if you watch the videos before, you know I don't usually make anything opaque, but with this one, this is going to be the center, and actually this is pretty clear, so maybe not. It's been a while since I've used it. I might even go more. But this is going to be a center under a capsule, so we want it to be at least a little opaque because it's going to then give the capsule something to shine against. Yeah, we're definitely going to add more to that, but let's go ahead and put a flake in before we do that. And we're using citrus orange. We got 015 and 040, and we'll do a 16th. All right, 16th. And here's our 040, another 16th. All right. So mix that up. And here we go. That's what it looks like. Let's see what it looks like on the table. Yeah, I'm gonna go 10 more drops, I think. I want a nice bright orange. And I'm thinking that last time I made this color, I might have actually used Neo Orange because I just got it and I wanted to try it out. But I could not remember if I used fluorescent orange or neo orange, so I figured today we'd give neo orange a try. Or sorry, fluorescent orange a try. Alright, yeah, I think that'll be good. So, a little bit more opaque, but you can still see in there. I think that'll be perfect for this. Now, let's grab this one. And this one is actually a fairly thin color, so we're going to do 20 drops of it as well. Right. And this kind of gives us like a almost like a magenta pink. It actually matches that flamingo pink color from Lure Works pretty well. Right. So same thing as before. We're using, but we're using flamingo pink this time. And we're gonna do, this is 040 flamingo pink. And doing 1/16. Same thing with the 015. Yeah, and I like this color. It's kind of a magenta or fuchsia color. You know, it's in the spectrum of pink colors. I do a lot of saltwater fishing, so it's in my wheelhouse. Alright, cool. Looking good. I'm going to throw these in the microwave, warm back up, and we will be back to pour in just a moment. Alright, we're back. We got our plastic. It is piping hot and ready to go. We're both of these are about 350, which is what I like to pour this kind of stuff at. You know, it's going to give you a better help bonding to the capsule, and you get a nice little mixing between the colors as well. You know, and if you've followed me at any point, you know I like doing it that way. So I poured it nice and slow. When I pour the tail, I don't like to go actually into the tail. I like to keep the plastic flowing into it from you know, just before the tail starts, because it's got a big flappy tail. If you pour directly into it, sometimes you may end up with bubbles, especially if you're pouring it fast. You've got to take your time with these kind of molds. There we go. So we will give these a couple of minutes and come back and check them out. All right, welcome back. We are ready to demold. So I'm going to pick the front of the capsule off, toss that aside. And here we go. All right, so let's check that out. Nice and bright and colorful. You know, and this mold does a good job showing off the shininess you're getting from that 8-bit baits color, the Glurple, which I did not mention. That is PDO10. So there's one, and now our other one. And these are our Gobwads, of course. I'm sure I'll probably put that in the title. Don't see how I possibly could not do that, so you probably know what you're watching. All right. There we go. So there's the other one. All right, now, since we're doing a mold review, that means we got to do some eyes. Now, this actually takes a 10mm eye. I unfortunately don't have any 10mm eyes, but I've got 8mm, and I've used them in 10mm, and they usually work just fine. I grabbed these are the eyes I'm going to use. You know, they're just like the eBay Chinese specials. But I thought that they were cool because they have a blue to purple, purpley green or purpley pink color shift, which is what the Glurple that we put on the outside of this has. So I thought that these would match this colorway pretty nicely. And I, you know, for a name for this colorway, when I posted it before, I called it pineapple. Does it look like a pineapple? No, absolutely not. But it's tropical feeling, and that's it. It feels tropical, so I call it pineapple because they're tropical. If you have a better name for it, I would love to hear it. So definitely comment about that if you have any thoughts. All right. These other two eyes on, and we'll check out everything together. You know, and if you're interested in this mold, the guy you got to talk to is GoblinBaits on Instagram. You can DM him. He is a super cool dude. I met him doing a live stream, and he dropped in, and I was pouring some tombstone kickers, I believe. You know, and I said, hey, don't you have your own mold too? And he was like, yeah. I was like, well, I want to get one. And we ended up DMing and talking all night. And he's super cool. I learned a lot about making stuff. He's even helped me with trying to make my own mold. So that's still in the early phases. But, you know, he's giving me tips. Super cool guy. Well, before we do that, let's bring it back over, see what it looks like with the eye. Yeah, I think that came out cool. Whew. All right, so, but yeah, so definitely reach out to him if you want this mold. He is super cool, super nice. So yeah, let's go back and check it out here. So here we go, our Gobwad mold, the OG. There's the mold itself again. You know, and for our color, we did tops neo pink with two colors of there goes the other one. Two sizes of flamingo pink from Lure Works, and the middle is citrus orange flake and Lure Works flow orange. And they did that cool capsule that gives us all these interesting colors, mainly blues and purples, from the PD10 Glurple color. So yeah, that's the mold. I think it's awesome. It's a cool mold to use if you want something that goes nice and to do nice and slow roll. If you're interested, definitely DM GoblinBaits, and I will make sure to put his information, or at least his Instagram, in the info below the video. So thanks for coming out to Gulfside Bait Works, and I would appreciate if you have any thoughts, comments, definitely to throw them up there. You can give me a better name for my colorway if you want. And of course, it's always appreciated if you like and subscribe. Hopefully we'll see you around.